Welcome back. Dr. Chadwick here, part of Your Nutrition Physicians. Today we're talking about osteoporosis. Osteoporosis is a bone-thinning disease. Let's talk about it. So here's an example of a bone. And in our bones are very similar, kind of like coral reef in the ocean. Coral reef is constantly breaking down and building up. So our bones are the same thing. Our bones are not just solid and just standing there. You have cells constantly breaking down and new ones constantly building up. So we have cells that are bone building cells and cells that are bone breaking down cells. I'm telling you this for a reason. It's very important. The relationship between bone building cells and bone breaking down cells has to be the same. You have to have the same amount of cells that break down your bones and the same amount of cells that build up your bones. I'm telling you that because modern medicine has medications. They're called bisphosphonates, or they're just a fancy name for medications that destroy the cells that break down the bone, so you get bone-building cells only. And that will build the density of your bones. So when you look at a bone density test, if you're taking medicine for that purpose, they're usually injectables, it will build up your bones but what it does, it destroys the bone breaking down cells. And the problem is that naturally and normally we're supposed to break down the cells and then build up new ones. So then if we're getting rid of the bone breaking down cells and all you have is bone building cells, what's going to happen is the bones will build up, but they're going to be brittle. That's the point. All that explanation to tell you that the medicine that's designed to help you with osteoporosis will make your bones look more denser for anywhere from a year to 3 or 4 years, but after that, the bones become more brittle. So how do we deal with osteoporosis from a natural perspective? There's a couple of things we're going to talk about today. Number one is hormones. It is true that females especially, their estrogen and progesterone help the bones get stronger. So as a female ages, her estrogen levels decline, and so do her progesterone levels. They go down. So what happens is now the bones get brittle because of that purpose too, because they're not influencing the bones correctly because you don't have enough hormones. Now, a little bit of a nutrition nugget. If you're very athletic, if you're a female and you're listening to me and you're extremely athletic, like a bicycle rider, a cyclist, if you're in the gym a lot per week, 2-3 hours a day, 4 or 5 days a week, that's a lot of exercise. And what happens is when you exercise too much, you actually weaken your bones because you reduce your estrogen when you exercise a lot and you increase your testosterone. So that's part of osteoporosis. So I love exercise. I encourage all my patients to do so. Just don't do it excessively. So that's where the hormones come in. Another big thing why women get osteoporosis 2 to 3 times more than men is with the hormonal system, we need to have good fats. If you're not eating good fats in your diet, you cannot build your hormones. So hormones need to have good fats to be built. So, and unfortunately, most women go on diets, and they go on these low-fat kind of diets, these yo-yo diets, on and off, and they don't get enough fats, so they don't have enough hormones, so that also causes hormonal imbalances, which can lead to osteoporosis. Now, we know that calcium and vitamin D are very crucial for helping with osteoporosis, but it's the right type of calcium and the right amount of vitamin D are very crucial. Now, you can get calcium from dairy products like milk and ice cream and yogurt, yes, but unfortunately, there is a lot of calcium in dairy products, but here's the deal. Calcium in dairy products is very difficult for the human body to absorb. The calcium in milk, and cow's milk, was designed to be given to baby cows to make them 1,500-pound cows, not for females. So what happens is, even though there's a lot of calcium found in yogurt and in milk, it doesn't absorb in our body. And just think about it. The United States is a country that consumes more cheese and more milk and more yogurt than most countries around the world. Yet we have the most amount of osteoporosis. So the calcium in the milk is not helping you. The best form of calcium is in a pill form, and it's called calcium lactate. You can find calcium lactate. We have it at our office, but calcium lactate is the best type of calcium. Why? Because it's easy to digest and easy to break down. We say that it's bioavailable. Bioavailable means just that it absorbs into your body when you take it. That's important. So calcium lactate is important. And you don't need to have 1,200 to 1,500 milligrams of calcium. You only need about 400 to 600 milligrams if you're using calcium in the form of lactate. The other thing, vitamin D, crucial. So you do a blood test. You should get an annual blood test once a year with your physician. They should check your vitamin D levels because it's very, very important for your bones, for your immune system, for many functions in the body, right? Vitamin D is. And vitamin D helps your bones stay healthy. Actually, vitamin D helps the calcium absorb from your intestines into your body. So you need the right amount of vitamin D. So what is the right amount of vitamin D? In your blood test, you want between 50 and 60. That's the numbers to look for on your blood test to see how much vitamin D your body has. So if you're below 50, you want to get to 50. A simple general rule of thumb is for every 1,000 international units, they're called IUs, that's how you measure vitamin D in international units, IUs. For every 1,000 IUs you take in a supplement, you can raise your blood levels by 5. Right? So, for example, if you're at 25 in your blood, you want to get to 50, you need 25 more. So you would take 5,000 units of vitamin D a day. So we want to get to 50 to 60 milligrams per deciliter of vitamin D in your blood system. Okay? The next thing, acid and antacids. So extra acid in your body pulls out calcium from your bones to deal with the acid. So things like coffee and sugar are very acidic. They have a lot of acid and caffeine and in sugary products, desserts, cakes and cookies like that, right? So the more acid we have, the more it pulls out the calcium, leading to bone problems and weak bones and osteoporosis. Antacids are also very notorious for reducing the ability to absorb the calcium in your body. So there has been research that 44% of the problem of osteoporosis is related to taking antacid pills for more than a year. So be very careful with taking too many antacids because it inhibits or reduces your body's ability to absorb your calcium. So be very careful. And it's interesting, in a good way, that when you take calcium lactate pills, that acts as an antacid. All right? So it actually reduces the acid in your body. So by taking calcium lactate, you don't need to have antacids. There's some other issues when it comes to acid in the body, but taking the calcium lactate is very helpful. And the fourth thing we'll talk about today is the digestive system. I kind of mentioned it here with the antacids. You have to be able to digest your minerals, your calcium, your magnesium, and even your vitamins like vitamin D. So we have to have an optimum functioning digestive system. So how do we do that? How do we get a good functioning digestive system? By eating more healthy food choices. Fresh fruits and vegetables and whole grain cereals, whole grain breads, things like beans and nuts and seeds, and lean meats and chicken and fish and turkey and eggs. Those are really good, healthy, homemade stuff, not bought, because most of the time if you go to a restaurant, they process those foods and you lose a lot of your nutritional value, okay? There's actually more calcium available to your body in broccoli and in kale than there is in milk products. Even though the amount is less, you're absorbing more of it, right? So in other words, it's better to absorb 100% of your calcium than 2 to 3% as you get from milk. And you'll get absorption, much better absorption when you eat vegetable sources of calcium, okay? So that's it for today. This is Dr. Chadwick. Please like this video and share it with your friends. And also click on the notifications here on YouTube, because we're going to be doing some other great free giveaways like we're having every Monday night at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. We're doing questions and answers with my wife, Dr. WandaChadwick, and myself, Dr. Chadwick, part of Your Nutrition Physician. So please click on the link below in the comment box. And also, too, you can subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Facebook and share this all. Our job and our purpose is to help you guys to get healthy naturally, okay? So God bless you guys. We'll see you next time.